Hey guys, today I'm going to be discussing the first season of A Discovery of Witches. So, before I head into my discussion and thoughts and opinions on the first season of A Discovery of Witches, just a quick disclaimer. This will have some spoilers. I won't be talking about every little thing. I don't have enough time to do that. It would take me probably a couple hours to just talk about every episode. But yeah, spoilers will probably most likely be in this video. So if you've not watched this first season, or maybe haven't even read the books or whatever, go away. Come back at a later point. So, Season 1, A Discovery of Witches. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't really know what to expect with this show. Before heading into the show, I knew that it was a very popular trilogy of books by Deborah Harkness. I actually do own the entire trilogy, plus the little prequel book, I think is what it is. I own all the books. I just haven't got to them just yet. I'm kind of procrastinating because they're kind of big books, and yeah, I got so many series to get through, but I'm dying to read I think it's called the All Souls trilogy is what it's called. So I knew that going into the series. It's very popular. A lot of women really love it. It's kind of what I've heard about it. This might be a bit unfair because those of you who probably who love the books, you're probably going to think, oh geez, it's not this. But what I've heard about the trilogy is that it's kind of a grown-up, more mature version of Twilight. And I definitely got those vibes, I definitely got those vibes. I did like the more mature take on the story of witches and vampires and the supernatural world, that kind of just vibes with me a little bit more than, the Twilight books, for instance. So after finishing this first season, I'm definitely very excited to finally get to the books. I'm hoping to get to the books kind of in this upcoming year. Yeah, guys, I really want to get to them. So I can kind of be a bit more prepared, heading into the next seasons. Discovery of Witches, by the way, the TV series, it has been renewed, I found out, has been renewed for season 2 and 3, so yay, I think it's well deserved. So let's head into some of my thoughts and opinions about the show in general. Like I said, I have nothing to base the TV series off of since I haven't read the books. Everything that I'm judging, I am judging solely from what I was given through the acting and the writing and the directing, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm not here to compare the show to the books whatsoever. So if you're expecting that, that's not what you're getting. But yeah, like I said, I did really enjoy this first season. I liked it enough that, hell yeah, I'm definitely going to continue with it, and I'm anxious to know where the story is going, because it just has such a fantastic premise. Yeah, following this young woman, I say young woman, but how old would she be? I guess in her 20s, I want to say. I think she's in her 20s, played by Teresa Palmer. Diana Bishop is the character's name. She's living in, is it Oxford, if I'm not mistaken. She's a scholar. She's very smart, intelligent, very capable, a young woman. Yeah, a lot of things going on. She's a witch, but she's kind of pushed that side of her out of the way. She's kind of ignoring it. She doesn't want to deal with it. It's not really part of her life. But yeah, she knows she's a witch. She knows where she comes from. Yeah, in comes very sexy Matthew Clairmont, played by Matthew Goode. I just realized it now that I'm saying it. Matthew Clairmont, Matthew Goode, both named Matthew. Why did that just now occur to me, you guys? Either way, very sexy Matthew Clairmont, played by Matthew Goode, who's also very sexy. Yeah, guys. He comes into her life. He's a very sexy vampire, of course. Vampires are never unattractive, are they? So yeah, what this whole series rotates around, just the world of the witches and the vampires kind of colliding in unexpected ways. And yeah, you also have some demons. It's a very complex story, you guys. I'm not going to get into the whole plot. If you've seen the show, like I said, spoilers anyway. If you've seen the show, you know what's been going on anyway. I'm not here to rehash what you saw. But yeah, I like the premise of Diana Bishop, Matthew Clairmont, you know, these two opposing worlds that they come from, that any love that develops between them, it's absolutely forbidden and kind of taboo and frowned upon, and yet they come together. And through the two of them coming together, what I particularly liked about the show is kind of through the two of them coming together is they kind of bring just other people together too. You know, people who have always been like, no, we're not supposed to be friends, you know, we can't even be friends. And I mean, yeah, just, I mean, the season finale alone, you know, I really like the season finale because you have vampires and witches and the demons coming together, and they're all at that dining table. You know, one of those ending scenes of the season finale, just all these various people from different walks of life and backgrounds who would have never come together if it hadn't been for Diana and Matthew kind of falling in love with one another. So yeah, great premise, great set of actors. I've seen Teresa Palmer in a few things. I really liked her. You know, even though I did like Teresa Palmer as Diana Bishop, I think one of my complaints, this is not so much a complaint that I kind of, that I made myself. I kind of saw it, on somebody else's blog. I was reading somebody's blog and they were talking about A Discovery of Witches and kind of what was frustrating them, what they kind of figured out what was frustrating them about the adaptation. And yeah, through this blog I was like, you know what, that's kind of what's been frustrating me a little bit too. Teresa Palmer, she's a fine actress, but yeah, I mean, she's supposed to be a very intelligent scholar, but I don't know if it's just me. Like I said, the person who wrote this blog that I was reading kind of had the same complaints as well, which I kind of appreciated their take on it too. Yeah, Teresa Palmer doesn't really kind of put out this air of scholarship, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? I just don't get this scholarship type of aspect from her, because she looks so young, and I don't know, it just, I don't sense it, you know. She doesn't exude that persona, you know. I don't feel it kind of there. But I mean, that's maybe not so much Teresa Palmer's fault. I mean, or maybe it is. Maybe it was just kind of wrong casting, you know. I don't know, but I think Teresa Palmer did fine with what she was given, you know. I mean, it could have been a case also of just the writing. But yeah, before I do get to the writing, because I definitely have some issues with the writing of the series, but yeah, let's continue with some of the actors. Teresa Palmer was fine, like I said, just, I think there was something lacking there, you know, just, this air of scholarship, maybe. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. But she was fine for what she did. Yeah, Matthew Goode. I've been a fan of Matthew Goode for way over a decade now. When did that Watchmen movie come out, you guys? Whenever Watchmen came out, that's when I first was acquainted with Matthew Goode. I've been in love with him ever since Watchmen. So yeah, Matthew Goode, I mean, he looks like a vampire. I mean, that was perfect casting, I think. I think out of this entire group of characters and actors, I think he was the most perfectly cast. He just looks like a vampire. He's really tall, thin. He can do the dark and brooding, that intensity and sexiness. As far as the chemistry between Diana and Matthew, the chemistry was great, you know. I mean, it's there. It clicks immediately, I felt like. I mean, there were some moments that were a little cringy, kind of like, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think there was really fantastic chemistry between Diana and Matthew. Both actors really connecting to the roles and to each other, I think. And one of the drawbacks to this series, unfortunately for me, I think there's just way too many characters. I don't know if it's just me. I know that it's a trilogy of books, and I realize that, I mean, there's 2 more seasons, that maybe some of these characters will get developed and fleshed out. Because I think this first season, and I suppose probably the first book when I read it, it is mostly about the Diana and Matthew relationship, and that, yeah, a lot of the supporting characters are just that, they're supporting, they're kind of in the background. But yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping, since this was a TV series, you know, all of these various different supporting characters, I kind of kept waiting for them to be further fleshed out and developed, and it kind of never really happened for me, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, I mean, let me look at some of my notes. Some of these great actors. I really love Greg Chillen. He played Domenico. I've really enjoyed Greg Chillen in the past and a couple different things he's been in. I was really excited to see him in this, and yeah, he didn't really have much to do. The same with Aisha Hart, who plays Miriam. I really loved her in the BBC TV series Atlantis. She stole that TV series. So yeah, Aisha Hart, I kind of kept waiting for her to pop up more. I was really intrigued with Miriam. The few times that they showed Miriam, I was like, man, I love Miriam. I want to see more of Miriam. And then, yeah, there's also Marcus. Marcus was kind of cute and lovable for a vampire, you know. It seems like he's kind of really young and naive at times. I really liked Marcus. Just kind of talk about some of the villains. Peter Knox. Oh man, Peter Knox was a pretty great villain. Just kind of like, what's up with this dude? Satu. I also had a love-hate relationship with Satu. Really great actress, I think, and I think out of a lot of the supporting characters, she had the most to do. Her and Peter Knox. Let's talk about the aunts. Diana's aunts, Sarah and Emily. Alex Kingston, the great, lovely, talented Alex Kingston, was playing one of the aunts. With American accent, man. You know, that was the thing too. I kind of didn't like that. I don't know, I wish the entire thing was just straight up all British people, you know, all people from the UK. I think I would have just preferred that, so I didn't have to listen to some of the bad American accents. It wasn't just me, because yep, Alex Kingston, I've heard her with that British accent for so long, it's just like, I kept hearing, you know, I kept hearing the fake, phony American accent in there, and I was like, please just give Alex Kingston her real voice back, y'all. But yeah, the aunts. You know, I liked the aunts in a way. I think they served their purpose, but at the same time, I don't know, it just felt like they were kind of forced in there at times. But then again, I mean, Diana and Matthew, they do go back to the States in the finale. You know, he gets to meet the aunts and whatnot, so it's not entirely pointless. I mean, you get to have those telephone calls back and forth between Diana and her aunts, and they really inform who Diana is. They really inform how she was raised, how she grew up. They deliver a lot of backstory, a lot of the emotional weight for her and her family drama. And so, I mean, I kind of had a love-hate relationship. Not that I hated the aunts, you know, just sometimes I felt like they were not really needed or necessary at times. But yeah, I mean, they helped, you know, her on this journey. You know, Diana realizing, hey, I've been lied to about certain things my entire life. You know, these two women that I've loved and adored, and they've kind of been hiding things from me for most of my life, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see more of Sarah and Emily, where that goes, what further role they continue to play in Diana's life. Also, another great villain was Jabert. Is that how it's pronounced? Jabert was a fantastic villain, very, very frightening and scary. Seriously, what was up with the head? He had that one lady's head in that box. It was very terrifying and creepy. I didn't entirely understand it, but it was creepy. It made him a really threatening menace. And then Juliet. Oh god, I definitely could have done without Juliet, you guys. I kind of really, at the end of the day, I just kind of thought she was a really pointless, useless character in some ways. I oftentimes felt like Juliet was there only to serve as being a foil, you know, to get between Matthew and Diana. It's like she really served no other purpose than that. You don't really learn anything else about her character other than that. But yeah, I mean, just to kind of get away from all of the characters, like I said, I mean, this has such a fantastic set of characters, you know, especially supporting characters. I just really wish the show had given them more screen time. And, you know, speaking of the screen time, something that was a little frustrating to me when I was watching these episodes, you know, I was expecting the episodes to probably be about an hour, you know, maybe even go over a few minutes. of an hour. You know, that's what I expected the runtime to be for any given episode. The episode runtime was usually around about 43 to 45 minutes. And I was kind of like, what? I needed these episodes to be about 15 minutes longer, you guys. I'm sitting here looking over at the very first book. The very first book is humongous. And I expect when I get to that first book, the first book, there's going to be a lot of world building. There's going to be a lot more possibly fleshed out with a lot of these supporting characters. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I felt was lacking with this first season. Not only just the lack of, you know, raising up the status of these supporting characters, but just also, yeah, the world building. There were many times that I was a little bit confused, or I didn't entirely understand a concept or whatever, you know. There was just a few times that I was like, wait, what? And I'd kind of have to back up a little bit and like try to get that a little reestablished in my head, like what did they just say? Yeah, I really feel like these episodes suffered from the short run time, because I think they could have strongly benefited from being a little bit longer and yeah, really fleshing out this world and these characters. And yeah, especially for someone like me, I've not read the books yet. I just needed a lot more. And I think this is definitely the case with, like, the demons. You know, the show spent a lot of time focusing on, you know, the rivalry and this kind of forbiddenness between the witches and the vampires. So you get a really good idea of that. And then, yeah, all of a sudden they kind of throw in the demons. And I was just very confused about the whole demon thing. I just felt like none of that was ever explained to me, what purpose they served. Are demons good or bad? Are they just neutral beings? Yeah, because I was just thinking about other things like Supernatural, like, you know, the TV series Supernatural, or even Cassandra Clare's Mortal Instruments series or something. You know, with both the Mortal Instruments and Supernatural, you know, the world of the demons is very fleshed out, that world building, and you get to really know what the world of the demons is like and how they function. And yeah, I definitely was not getting that here with the Discovery of Witches. You know, it's like I needed a lot more, like, what exactly do the demons do? What do they serve? You know, what is their relationship here in regards to the vampires and the witches and whatnot, if that makes sense. And yeah, I think the demons definitely had the least amount of screen time. Whenever they would show that particular set of characters, it's like they would have their couple little scenes. That would be it. You know, that would kind of be it. They'd be thrown in really quick and then thrown out really quick, unfortunately. Because I think they had some interesting characters there that needed to be explored, but they weren't, unfortunately. So enough with the characters. Just to kind of move on to the writing in general. I think the writing was okay. There were many moments that I was a little cringy. I felt like I was getting like secondhand embarrassment or something. I don't know, but yes, sometimes the writing could be a little cringy. It could be a little cheesy. Once again, I've not read the books, so I don't know if this is a problem because of the books. If the books kind of have this same little cheesiness to it, perhaps. I don't know. But in general, the writing was fine. You know, it was just, there was just some of those moments that I was kind of like, oh goodness, please stop. And then even the effects. The show, this is just its first season. It probably had as low of budget as it could possibly go. There's that one particular episode when Satu kidnaps Diana. That's where the effects are at its worst, I think, when Satu is torturing Diana in that courtyard, and yeah, Diana is hanging up in the air. You can totally tell that Teresa Palmer is against a green screen being held by a rope and pulley or something. And yeah, that's where the effects were at its worst. I think they tried their best, you know. I think in regards to like the witch magic in general, I think a lot of that was pretty good, like the winds, like when Diana did the witch wind thing and she was blowing everyone all crazy and whatnot. That was like a practical effect, you know. You could tell when the show was doing practical effects like that, because that's when they worked and they looked the best. The witch wind looked pretty awesome. Weirdly enough, because I was worried about this effect when it started happening, when Juliet is, when she's kind of partially killed Matthew and Juliet is kind of attacking Matthew and Diana pulls out the flaming bow and arrow. That was pretty badass. The effect for that was very well done. But yeah, seriously, the Satu torturing Diana, that was perhaps the worst effect, and it was just kind of little small moments like that that were pretty bad. With the vampire effects, I think they did a pretty good job with that as well, because, you know, showing, like, the speed. You know, I think they did a really good job with the vampire speed, their running and whatnot. I think that was really well done. It didn't look cheesy or out of place, I don't think. So just to kind of get to the very last episode, you know, I definitely want to talk about where is this show going, because Matthew and Diana, they realize, you know, they need to get away. You know, there's just too much drama happening, and they need to protect themselves. They need to get out. So they're like, hey, we're gonna time travel to the past. It sounds like they're going to the did they say the 1600s? I think that's what they said, was the 1600s, which is pretty exciting. I love the 1600s. But yeah, they get attacked, and as they're getting attacked, Diana's able to time travel, but Matthew is not, it looks like. So, oh no! This sounds pretty... I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about this element of time travel, because, I mean, there's already so much other magical things going on in this world, and the time travel almost seems almost a little too fantastical, but I guess I have to see where the season goes to form a better opinion. But yeah, I'm kind of curious, how long is Diana going to be in the past without Matthew? How is she going to get out? I mean, she's a very strong, powerful witch. You know, we've seen that throughout the season. How strong, how powerful, how intelligent. She's very capable of doing things on her own without the assistance of Matthew, you know? So I'm just kind of curious how she's going to get out of this situation, if it's going to kind of have to be a joint effort between the past and the present to try to get her out of there, you know? And yeah, seriously, what's up with the Book of Life? You know, I've not even really talked about the Book of Life. The Book of Life kind of being this ancient, mystical book of some sort that holds the key, I guess, to all supernatural beings and their origins, and that whole thing sounds pretty awesome. I'm very curious to see where the whole Book of Life story is going. Yeah, is Diana going to be able to get the book when she goes back in the past? Because that's kind of the whole thing, them kind of trying to go back in the past, not only to protect themselves, but I think to also get the book kind of at its inception, I guess, maybe? I don't know. A lot of craziness, you guys. I kind of left the season, I have a lot of questions, I have a lot of curiosity, but I guess that's a good thing. You know, I guess it's a good thing that the show, you know, since I'm not a book reader yet, the show has kind of provoked all these thoughts and feelings in me that I'm curious, I'm interested, I'm questioning. So good job, show. So, yeah, you guys, I hope this review or discussion was okay. I feel like I kind of was just rambling. I didn't really make a hell of a lot of notes. I kind of just wrote down names because I didn't want to mess up anybody's name. I mostly just wrote down a bunch of names to help me get through here. But yeah, I didn't write any other notes about the season as a whole. I'm just kind of doing everything on the fly here. But yeah, overall, I really liked the season, pleasantly surprised by it, enjoyable, a little cheesy and cringy at times with some of the acting and some of the writing, but yeah, I mean, in general, just really great direction, I think. It also looked stunning. It looked like they were filming in location at these places, and you had very beautiful old houses and castles, city streets, you know, just a very, very beautiful, and how it was filmed. I'm definitely excited for season 2. Can't wait. I need it in my life fast. So, you guys, in the comments below, have you seen the first season of A Discovery of Witches, and what did you think about it? You know, I have a very 50-50 split about it. There were things that I enjoyed, things that I was a little irritated with, but at the end of the day, I liked it more than, you know, disliked it. So I'm very curious your opinions. Did you love it? Did you hate it? And most importantly, are you a book reader? How are the books? Because I'm definitely very excited to get to them sometime in the near future. But yeah, you guys, that's it for this discussion on Season 1 of A Discovery of Witches. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.